Hi everyone, it is Mickey here from A Pretty Talent and the Waterwell Ministries, and I am back with the 5th video in the series. Oh my goodness, I seem to have spilled water here. Let me just dry that off. The 5th video in the series for lesson 4 of the art journaling course, and in this lesson we are going to, let's start with this. We're going to be working with these pens. They have interchangeable nibs. Let's get it out of the packaging. And you literally will shove a nib into the pen like that, dip it in the ink, draw with it, and if you want to change the nib out for another nib, and all the nibs have different sorts of lines that they make and so on. So that's what we're working with in terms of the tools of this trade. And then we are going to be working with acrylic drawing ink. So I like Dala's drawing inks, acrylic inks. They're a firm favorite. I'm just looking at this one that's not properly closed. That's a pity. The older bottles used to look like this, the newer ones look like this, but that's what we're working with. There are others on the market. There's De La Rani has some really fantastic ones. Montmartre has some fantastic ones. Those are sort of the ones that you can get in South Africa, and I'm sure there's more as well, but the ones in my area, those are the ones that's pretty easy to come by in my area. Now, we are going to be, let me just move the nips out of the way. We're going to be dealing with this verse. In Acts 2 verse 46, they worshipped together at the temple each day, met in homes for the Lord's Supper, and shared their meals with great joy and generosity. And you will see we're still dealing with those early Christians, early days in Christianity, early converts, and their preparing for the work of the Lord. And that koinonia, that worshipping together, that took place. Now, when it comes to working with inks, I have pulled out this sheet as a reference sheet, and certainly I think this is going to be a humongous amount of fun to do, but I in the end decided that that's not what I want to do. I want to, and this page now got wet, so that's a bit of a pity. I'm looking at this figure. I kind of like that figure as well. I'm looking at that one, and I'm looking at this one. And these are the figures that kind of appeal to me to try to incorporate in this artwork. So seeing as I've got a number of figures that are going to be meeting together, I have decided that I'm going to do this one in landscape. Keep my page in landscape. And I think I'm going to put this nib on. I have been playing with these nibs when I unpacked the Temu parcel that they came in, and so I have a pretty good idea of what they're about. Now what I tend to do is to just sort of give myself a little container, a little lid full of ink, and let's see, where do I want to start with this? I think, let me start with this girl here. Now she has, oh dear, I might have to make this deeper. And the thing with ink is that you need to commit to the line that you're putting down. There's no going back. The line is there. It is what it is. And you need to deal with whatever came from that line. It's really why I love working with inks. Now, when I was testing this nib held a lot of ink, but it's not very compliant today. Let's do that hand. Something to that effect. Don't actually see the other hand, but why not? She has quite a bit of hair. One. Just change it up a bit. And I think she can be there. Yep, that'll be fine. I'm going to go on to the next figure, which is, let's pick up there. She's thin. Okay. And she can be kind of like that. Have a little bit of chin here, a little bit of a nose. And again, a whole lot of hair. And I just sort of change it up a bit when it comes to the hair, because honestly, they get to be my drawings and not someone else's. If I can just sort of change it up a bit, just a little bit. Now, what does her dress look like at the top? Am I going to stick with what I've been given? Let's do that, but give her some shoulder straps. Why not? Yeah, okay, we like that. We'll go with that. Now, where's my next figure? You take this one away. Go to the next one. I do kind of like this one. So she's got a bit of a mysterious thing going here. Okay, and this exaggeratedly humongous sleeve that she's got going, that's sort of just filling this whole space. So let's bring an arm out here, bring an arm out here, and then continue creating this sleeve. Now, she then has this sort of odd I think that'll probably do it. And what I'm going to do, and I know this is going to be a little bit premature, but I want to move away from the black ink now. And I'm going to just put my pen in the water here. I got these little containers with water. And oh, pen, just stay there. Okay. And then I'm going to put my black ink back, not over my picture. That would be a mistake. Any mess would be a humongous mess. And these are acrylic ink, so if you mess with them, as long as they're wet, as long as the ink is wet, you can still clean it with just water. Right, now, let's see what we do next. I am going to come in with this color, and this is magenta. I actually think I've got an older magenta going. Yeah, here's a magenta. I'll use up the older ones first. And actually, yeah, okay, let's do this. Now, I'm going to take a brush and dip it in this magenta, and I am going to paint the lines of this skirt in. Let's leave it at that. sec, I just need to get this pen out of the water where I just left it. Just cleaning it off. And I'll do a proper wash after, but for now that's good enough. And then I'm going to clean my brush off. In the water, and again I'll do a proper wash. Oh God, goodness, that's water drop. Oh dear, well, that happened. Now, is there this is a very nice color. This one is called Viridian. And you will see me shaking them because my inks have been standing for a while, as most of my stuff. And I just need to kind of shake them up a bit. At the same time, when you shake them up, they're going to make these bubbles, which you're going to have to sort of get past when you dip them to actually get to the color. Now, where are we at on this one? We're on this picture here. And we're just going to fill in her bodice and the little shoulder strap. And here goes her dress. And these are such fun little figures to paint because they're, well, you don't take them too seriously, do you? Okay. What do we put this one in? Let's put her in some extravagant colors. And this is red. Shall we go even? Let's go for an even greater contrast. Okay, if I'm going to use black, I need to be very careful here because I don't want the lines of my figure to disappear into the dress. This dress must have more movement. It's going to come out here somewhere. And then I'll decide where to go with it, but I think that's it for the black. I haven't closed the Viridian yet. Let me close the green. Now, what I would like to do is a bit of a sharp contrast. And let's see if we can do that. This is yellow. Or as they call it, processing yellow. And we can Why not? This is an extremely quick way of drawing because you cannot waver. You cannot sit and wonder and think, do it differently, whatever it is. You've got to keep going with this. I'm going to come in with brown. Oh, goodness. Why not? Let me just get the brown closed again. And I've just spilled on my table, so let me pick that up. And now I still want to do something with their bodies. I've got a golden yellow and I've got a sepia, and I wonder how gold is the golden yellow. I think it's 2. I think this is 2 intense. I think that's going to be 2 intense. Let's go to that sepia. Sepia is very dark. I think essentially it'll work. Right, now the question is, do we need anything else from our girls here? There's a lot we can do. What do we want to do though? Let's come back in with this, what did I do with the black now? There it is, okay. With the black, shall we? Or shall we go with maybe rather the brown? I think my brown is still standing here. And all I'm doing is to just give them a bit of a setting. And honestly, now they can be standing at some sort of balcony or railing or whatever it is. Can be indoors, can be outdoors. It can be pretty much anywhere we want it to be. But at least it's just slightly more interesting than if they were standing nowhere. And I can come in and I can do more stuff, but I think honestly this is good enough for me. Here are my girls. They are meeting daily and they are worshipping together. They're eating the Lord's Supper, they're sharing their meals, and they have great joy and generosity. And the way I interpret this picture, these two girls, they're long-standing members of this community of churchgoers, of worshippers, and they're meeting this new lady and welcoming her into their midst. Even though she's a little bit flamboyant, a little bit out there, they're still welcoming her, still making her feel at home. And that's just my take on this. But anyways, so that's fun. I absolutely love working with inks. And this will wash off easily. You see my hands? Will wash off easily, so don't fret that. It's an easy and a quick wash. But I'm going to leave you with a blessing. I will be back to do a wrap-up on how we finish our journals. So one more video coming to finish the journals and see what we're going to do with our materials that we've added and so forth. And I've got a couple of pages that I need to do a mixed media kind of thing on. So there's a little bit of work left there. But that's the next video. For now, I'm going to leave you, love you, bless you, and say cheers till the next one. Bye, guys.